Today is April 19th, 2021. It's a Monday, and today is day one of my project for my gender and communication class here at UNL. Throughout this week, I'm going to be physically presenting myself in more and more feminine ways. The issue that I'm hoping to tackle with this project is this idea that masculinity is always exclusive of femininity. We have a lot of ways to express masculinity, and there are a lot of activities that are considered to be masculine, and there are also a lot of activities or ways that we can also present ourselves that are considered feminine. But the problem here that intersects with communication is that whatever is considered to be feminine is never considered masculine. Those two things are mutually exclusive. However, it doesn't work both ways. You can engage in masculine behavior, and one's femininity won't be challenged. Things such as jewelry or makeup or skirts, these are all things that generally society accepts and expects to be done by feminine people. What I want to do is kind of engage with and challenge this idea that what is feminine is never masculine. And that's been something that has kind of changed over time. There's been a large shift for more feminine representations of men. Getting into my project, I went out yesterday and I pierced my ears. And that's something that I've really wanted to do for a very long time. There's been a lot of things that have happened in my life which have kind of made me anxious or afraid to try and express myself in a feminine way. This week, I'm going to be doing a lot of things that I've been wanting to try out in order to physically express my feminine side. But I will definitely be filming myself before and then after my day that I spend out on campus, trying to tell you how I felt, how other people felt, what kind of reactions I got. And at the same time, I think I'll be posting pictures every day to various social media accounts so that I can get the reactions of those who I think I've been closest to and those who have known me for the longest time. So I'm excited. Hey, so this is me at the end of Monday. Um, and I had a pretty good day. Going out in public with earrings for the first time. I posted about it on different social media, and I got a lot of positive feedback for those who said anything. So that was really nice. I spent most of the day with a couple of my friends who are guys. Overall, they were like very supportive, and I think they liked them. But one of them kind of didn't want to say it out loud. Instead of saying a compliment, there was a comment made about sexuality and the way that it makes me appear more gay, basically. In that context, when you point out something is gay, it doesn't have the best connotation. This person did not want to felt like they didn't want to say um a compliment about it, say that they liked it. To someone who I have known for a good number of years, something so little that's a little bit feminine was, immediately equated with looking more gay. It's hard for me to really express or articulate exactly the way that makes me feel. I knew that I was going to do it kind of in spite of how I expected them to react, and I did it. I think I have felt the pressure ever since middle school to uh, appear masculine to people. What's so interesting about gender roles and gender identity is that it's almost no good in a way unless it's being perceived correctly by our audience, by the people who we perform it for. And so I think that's part of where I have personally struggled because I maybe experience a disconnect between the way that I want to be expressing myself and the way that I think people expect me to be or the way that I want them to perceive me. there's a lot of pressure all the time to be masculine. When everyone else around you is doing it, it's hard to go against the grain and do something else, do something different. I guess there's nothing else for me to really talk about tonight. I guess I just have to get ready for tomorrow. So I'm excited to show everyone what I'll be doing tomorrow for day 2 of this 5-part social experiment, I guess you could say. So, bye. Today is Tuesday, April 20th. It is day 2 of my 5-day project, and I painted my nails. Look at that. It doesn't look very good. I didn't do a very good job, and I didn't prepare at all. I thought you could just kind of freehand nails and do it. It turns out you can't. I will be seeing a friend later this afternoon to hopefully fix my nails and make them look a little better because I plan on keeping these at least throughout the week. So, uh, yeah, but actually, after taking a shower, they kind of cleaned up and I kind of like it. I thought black was a pretty bold choice, but I wanted to go bold, which kind of brings me to the next thing I wanted to talk about, which is something that I've experienced in my life is this idea of seeking attention through physical appearance. I have generally worn a very colorful wardrobe. I'm wearing pink pants actually today. Um, and that in and of itself is kind of in my own way of expressing femininity or just like maybe non-traditional masculinity throughout my life. After further reflection, I've kind of realized that like I think people associate physical attention seeking with femininity, which I think is really strange because we give a lot of attention to men and women, and we don't necessarily expect men to not receive attention, or we don't criticize them for getting attention. But when you're clearly doing something that maybe goes against a norm of some kind with your physical appearance, I think that's a lot more often attributed to feminine behavior. And I've seen this kind of, well, actually, I experienced this in middle school. For whatever reason, I was really attracted to the idea of having colored nails because I thought that nails just look pretty boring when they were by themselves. So I had like 5 different colors of highlighters, and I had one for each finger. And so usually during the class, right before lunch, I would paint each nail a different color with highlighter, and people would just say something like, "That's weird. That's a little strange." And I was told to wash it off multiple times, and I knew that that was something I could wash off, but I still did it every once in a while. Anyways, I'm gonna go get my nails fixed with my friend, and then I look forward to exploring more communication topics on the subject of masculinity and femininity and seeing where those two intersect. So I'm excited. All right, so it's the end of the day on Tuesday, and I don't know if you guys can tell really, but my nails did change a little bit after going to see my friend, and she was even kind enough to make little smiley faces for him. I really like them. I think they look really cool. And to my surprise, almost no one I knew who I saw today really said anything about them. And they probably saw them on my social media first, but none of them really said anything about it. They just kind of treated it as normal, which is not what I was expecting for everyone to just kind of like react like it's normal is the reaction that I guess we wanted, but not what I was expecting. Another pretty positive day. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Today is Wednesday, April 21st. This is day 3 of my 5-day project. And today, I'm wearing a cropped shirt. So I'm going to be on campus for a long time, most of the day, in a cropped shirt, which I've never done before. And the only Other time I've really worn it out in public was during this past summer. I would go on walks, and there was one day that was very nice. While walking by myself, I couldn't help but notice or think about all of the people who it felt like were watching me or looking at me. I remember feeling very nervous to be in a public space like that, wearing a cropped shirt and just being by myself. I'm expecting, based off of how the last few days have gone, to really not get many reactions from any sort of strangers. I guess there's nothing else to do but take on the day and see where it goes. So, thank you. It's the end of the day on Wednesday. It's been a very long day, so I'm kind of tired, but um, overall, I think the day kind of went almost exactly how I expected based off of the previous 2 days. As I was walking around public spaces, people, I mean, just minded their own business, didn't say anything, didn't really do anything, I didn't even notice people just staring directly at me even when I was walking out by myself. I feel very confident about my ability to wear this again. Compared to the last time I wore this out in public, I think I was just much more nervous because I was by myself and I wasn't with people. And so today I spent the day with people. Still worth mentioning that I had a friend made a comment about me appearing extra gay. It's not an uncommon stereotype that gay people are just outwardly more feminine. So when I feminize myself, I've expected that other people will also make comments and assume that I am more gay or that I want to be expressing more gayness on any given day. And I made it clear to this person. I said, I haven't become any more gay. That was all they had to say about my appearance today. So honestly, for the rest of the week, I'm cautiously optimistic that there won't be much else to report. I think that's the case, and I think that could be a pretty good thing overall. Pretty good, pretty confident. Today is Thursday, April 22nd. Today is going to be an interesting day because I've got a friend coming over who's going to be doing my makeup. For today, I'm hoping that she can do something that's maybe kind of casual, maybe even not that noticeable that there's makeup, because I know there are a lot of guys out there in the world who wear makeup on a regular basis. It's a confidence booster for them, and it's always something I've been curious about, but I never really wanted to go through the process of like actually learning how to do that and failing at it. As far as the rest of my outfit goes, I borrowed a sweater from one of my friends and also her jewelry. So, anyways, I'm wearing another cropped sweater, and that's pretty much it for today. So, I will be sure to show what I look like after she's done my makeup so that you can get a good idea of what I'll be looking like throughout the day. And then I'll head over to campus and do some work, and then I'll tell you guys how it goes. This is new to me. I'm just looking at myself in the computer. Um, but yeah, I'm holding it up against the window so you get the natural lighting because honestly, it won't look any better than this when I go out in public today. So here's the final product. It's the end of the day on Thursday. I've only got one more day left, honestly. This week has kind of been a blur, and it's not been what I expected. I mean that in the most positive way I can. I've been pleasantly surprised by people's reactions this week. Whenever I post a picture of me trying something new on social media, I've been met with nothing but positivity and support from my friends, and so that's honestly been really nice. All this week I've been doing things that I've been thinking about doing but afraid to do ultimately because I was worried about judgment from people, people treating me differently. But I've found throughout the days that I don't feel any different than I would on a normal day. I have learned that I think people our own age are a lot more open to different types of masculine communication. You know, I find myself getting nervous whenever I walk past, namely a group of guys, because I think that's the kind of that's the group of people whose judgment I'd be most afraid of. But you know, they just ignored me. I never really noticed anybody even like pointing, laughing, looking, taking pictures, anything like that. There could still be some privilege in my position as a male, even though I try to present feminine. I think that there's still some element of assumed masculinity as well. That conversation can be unpacked later. Well, anyways, that's all I've got for tonight. So I'm looking forward to see how people react to the what I'm gonna do on the last day. I'm very excited, and honestly, I don't think I could be more confident with what I'll be doing. Today is Friday, April 23rd. It is the last day of my 5-day project, and honestly, it's probably my favorite day because I am really, really happy with this look that my friend did for me today. I told him that I wanted today's look to be much more feminine, and I wanted to try some eyeliner, and the eyeshadow looks really good. And I'm wearing a sweater that I borrowed from a friend. Then I'm also wearing women's pants, which I didn't know if that was even something that men could do, but um, they fit very, very well. Um, so I'm really happy with everything today. So I've already taken a class today online. It was the only class that I have to do. So I'll be heading on to campus shortly. Overall, some preliminary reflections. It's been a big boost in confidence, I think, to try new things and get such positive social support from other people that I know. Honestly, people have been pretty outspoken to me about how much they like just the things that I've been trying this week. Everything that I did this week is something that at one time or another I've thought about doing, but was too afraid or nervous to try because I was worried about how it would reflect myself as someone who identifies as a male. I was really worried that um, I'd receive a lot of harsh judgment, differential treatment, or negative treatment. Perhaps maybe I wouldn't be taken as seriously when I need to participate in classes. Doing things throughout my day, I was worried that even making a change only for a week that would already affect my life in noticeable ways and negative ways. But I'm really thankful that that was not the case. And I think that any guy or masculine person who's thinking about doing this, even just every once in a while, I hope that you know that there's a lot more people out there who are willing to support you and want to support you for who you are. My advice is just to do it. Reach out to your friends who can give you advice about painting your nails so you don't mess it up the first time. Because honestly, I think painting your nails badly is going to be much more embarrassing than just painting your nails. So, reach out to your friends who can give you advice. And if you know any guys who have done whatever you're interested in trying, whether it be makeup or piercing your ears or wearing more jewelry or crop tops, if you know any guys or masculine people who have done those things before, reach out to them and ask them what their experience was like, because honestly, a person who does that can really use social support from other people, and I think it'll be really reassuring for them to feel that they've not only made an impact but that you also see them as a source of knowledge or reassurance. I think that being a man who presents more femininely can be a very isolating experience. Going against the grain in this way is so rare in some parts of the United States, especially where I grew up. Um, and it has been met oftentimes with a lot of resistance from people for challenging their status quo. And I think that's to be expected. I think anyone who is thinking about doing this is aware of those risks. You need to know what you're getting yourself into before you do it, but also I think recognize that the risks may not be as high as you are building them up to be. Because it's such an isolating experience, I think that being able to reach out to other people and talk with them about what you want to do is probably the most important thing that you can do in order to boost your confidence. Because if I was just doing this by myself and I also didn't have close friends that I was able to see every single day that I was doing this to help support me in this, then I wouldn't have the confidence to do it probably ever. I'm glad that I had people who could help me and support me. And honestly, I think that's part of what made this project successful. I think more so than just presenting as feminine for an entire week, as scary as that might be, I think the aspect of vulnerability is really what was scary for me. Being vulnerable meant putting myself out there, but it also meant asking friends for help. Also, telling people that I wasn't able to do something, that I had limitations in what I was able to do when it came to trying to do makeup or painting my nails or whatever. Even for piercing my ears, I asked someone to go with me. I asked for help. I asked for help more often than I have in this entire semester or this entire school year. I think that's also a lesson that I'll have to take with me as I move on past this project. Anyways, I'll see everyone at the end of the day, and then that'll be it. Okay, so it's the end of the day on Friday. That means that I have made it through all 5 days. I've made it the entire week. Honestly, I don't think that this project could have gone any better because the central focus of this project was to challenge the idea that masculinity is inherently an exclusion or rejection of femininity. I expected to be feeling that rejection from a lot of my male peers because I think that in male to male relationships, that is where people can feel the most pressure to perform masculinity. Every once in a while, a comment was made about appearing more gay than usual, and to that I responded in the moment, and now I respond that I haven't changed internally. I've just changed how I express myself externally. It's not for other people, it's for me, and it's for how I want to present myself and how I wish to be perceived. I think that I will adopt everything that I've done this week into my regular life and try to incorporate a lot more femininity in my physical appearance moving forward, which is exciting and scary at the same time because that means that I now have to learn how to make myself look like this. I think that this has shown me more than any other experience I could have had that I have enough people who are willing to support me for the ways that I want to express myself. And for that, I am deeply appreciative. This has been a great experience, and I'm happy that I get to share it with other people. And if this affects the life of even one person, I think it will have been worth it. So, thank you. Hi. So, I wasn't necessarily expecting to film this video, but something came up, and I think it's important to share with everyone. As kind of a postscript, I just wanted to talk to you guys about gender identity. For some context, I should let you guys know that about midway through the week, I decided that as long as I'm doing some things that scare me, I should change the pronouns in my bio to include he and they pronouns. And I did so without telling anyone or making a big deal of it. So I don't actually know how many people that follow me have noticed or seen it. But I didn't really want to make a big deal out of it. I just kind of wanted to kind of kick it under the rug and do it and let people notice on their own time. But it wasn't a conversation that I really wanted to be having with people. Especially last week, because I was worried that it could show some other people that maybe I was like, choose a different gender identity, and that's not it at all. I just felt that in addition to he, him, masculine pronouns, that gender neutral pronouns would work just fine for me too. So I woke up this morning to a message from someone who I haven't talked to in a while, and I'm going to read it out loud to you guys with permission from them, of course. And they said, "Hey Ian, I just wanted to let you know that the way you unapologetically love and express yourself is inspiring. Recently, I've been questioning my gender identity, but I'm terrified of the way it will be received by those around me. Seeing your pronouns in your bio made me feel so happy and supported. Thank you for being you." So, um, yeah, that was unexpected, to say the least. I didn't really expect anyone to really notice and reach out to me about it. I was kind of hoping that I could just get away with it without anyone saying anything. But that was a really uplifting thing to have happen. So I just want everyone to know who watches this that if you really want to affect people in a positive way, the best thing that you can do is just be yourself and express yourself. And I know that there are things that get in the way and things that make us afraid, but I hope that you will find, as I have found, that it is rewarding and you will come out better on the other side. I just wanted to share that quick thought with you guys, and thank you, everyone. So, thank you to those in my life who supported me throughout the week when I made myself the most vulnerable that I had in a long time. With that being said, this is goodbye. Thank you.